because they're going to have a lot more trust for, you know, a guy like that. And, you know, then you can move on from there into a championship like this or a local championship, which is where most of the guys start. They start off small and then work their way up.
Well, I can tell you, we are back to go racing again. The pit lane is now open, and we will have a 6-lap sprint. There's Laura Bradley, just celebrating her 21st birthday. All the journalists.
Happy birthday, Laura.
There you go. Give her a shout out.
Well.
And that's Gloria.
Is it?
Yeah, Marshall, post 3.
Is that Gloria Marshall?
It is.
There's Matt Davies, Kawasaki, the Go 11 team. He certainly gets some good starts. Speedway's another way that you can get into this sport as well. Arthur Cece's from Australia is now racing in Moto 3, and he took the Speedway route. So
yeah, followed Speedway for many years in the UK. Very strong there, very strong in Poland and in Sweden.
It's all about passion, Jonathan. If you can, if your kid really wants to do it, he'll let you know.
Well, what I've come to learn, and I started on basically trails bikes, trial bike riding, a bit like yourself now, and what I've learned is that it's even if you want to be a road racer, it's about learning to ride a motorcycle. And it doesn't matter whether it's dirt, road, mini moto, off track, on track. It's just about feel and touch and learning how a motor works and how 2 wheels work underneath you and how you balance and how you work with that motorcycle. And to be honest, I think the dirt is as good a place as anyway, because you're going to fall off a lot.
I think it's,
when
honestly,
you're learning.
I think it's good. If your kid's interested in racing bikes, get them out there in the dirt. I'll tell you now, it's
because they'll enjoy it more too.
They'll enjoy it more, and when you fall off in the dirt at a young age, it gives you respect for a lot of things later on in life. You learn what a little bit of pain is, and that, in my mind, that's a good idea.
Well, also, you tend to find that the dirt guys, the real exponents of dirt racing over the years, I mean, all the way back to Kenny Roberts,
yeah.
You know, actually have a better feel on a road race bike than a lot of guys who've just been on tarmac all their lives. And there's a lot to be said for that. That goes true of 4 wheels with rally cars as well. You know, to get that touch of where the limit is,
yeah.
I think it's easier to find in dirt because it's just so much wider.
Exactly. I mean, dirt track, how many champions have come through the dirt track route in America? Nicky Hayden, as you said, Kenny Roberts, another one.
Colin Edwards.
Yeah, just it produces champions.
Well, our champions of the future are about to do a 6-lap sprint. If you've just joined us, we had a red flag. Not quite sure of the reason why. I think it was perhaps down in this corner. We'll see if there's dust down, but no, it doesn't seem to be. So maybe it was an accident that needed some medical assistance for all we know. But either way, we had a red flag situation literally just as the race had started. And we are now, after a period of a few minutes, going to now do a sprint race of 6 laps. So they've shortened it by 4, which could be very interesting. Nestrovic got a good start. De Velt started well in the first part. Russo got off the line superbly, the pole man and the man leading the championship at the moment. And just to remind, sorry.
I'm just going to say there'll be a complete restart. That first part of the race that we looked at, you just disregard that. People will start from the grid positions, which means Matt Davies will move up to the 2nd row instead of the 3rd row. And Nestrovic still starts from 4th position, so it's going to be a very, very interesting race.
Interestingly enough, Perez gains his position back effectively because he was further down than that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to remind you of the championship as it stands. This man is 2nd in the championship, but only 2 points. Van der Mark behind Riccardo Russo of Italy, and these two have gone head-to-head. Van der Mark, the man you're looking at now, won at Assen at home, and also won last time out at Misano. But Russo was 2nd last time out at Misano, and he's won in Monza and Imola, and that's why it's just 2 points between the two. Yamaha versus Honda. Here is the young Italian. 2nd year in the championship. 3rd in the championship, Clara Perez. 2 2nd places, but no win yet. Didn't get a good start at all, did Clara Perez last time out.
There is DeWaltz.
He got probably the best start of the lot, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He got off the line good, but he backed off into turn one.
Do you know which wrist he ended?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and no, I don't.
I'm guessing it's his left hand because
it looks swollen.
It actually is. Well, and what I mean by swollen is taped up, and so it looks as though he's got a bigger.
I'll tell you what, it's taped up because I was speaking to one of the guys, his teammate actually, Adrian Nestrovic, and he said he still had the cut.
Oh right.
Either on or like some sort of support at least. It was very, very lucky boy.
Smart, probably.
There is number 92 of the Australian, Adrian Nestrovic from Melbourne.
Have you seen the next Bayliss in the making yet? Is there anybody that catches your eye and says has the potential? I know at 16 it's hard, or at this guy's age, you know, it's hard. But is there anybody you think, okay, he's starting to shape up?
You know, it's very difficult to say, Jonathan. You know, there's a few guys out there. You've got to look at Matt Davies, one of the young boys coming through. The reason I say that is he's still only 16 years old.
Yeah, he's got huge potential, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He won a lot last year. And we've said this many, many times as we look at the homeboy, Calero Perez, you know, the whole key to racing on a world level is getting out of the country that you come from and getting used to being abroad and getting a lifestyle, because that's what's needed.
Van der Mark is another one that I like the look of out of this class, because you know, he's shown that he can win in Holland, but he can also win away from home, and that's something that's a lot more difficult than it sounds. There is Matt Davies on the number 44 Kawasaki Go 11 machine,
paying homage to the Italians with his Italian lib with a little Australian flag on the side. There you go.
Oran Park's not there anymore, but that's where he comes from, West Wyalong, Matt Maladen country.
Yes.
I know how to ride motorcycles down there.
Oh, very well saying the next Troy Bayliss, but what about the next Matt Maladen? We forget just how strong a career he had. Wow, did he set America alight?
Dude, you're forgetting all the greats. Anthony Gobert.
Never forget Anthony Gobert.
And then we've got our super legends, Michael Doohan.
That banjo player, Steve Martin.
Should have stuck to playing the banjo, really.
There's Sol, 23 today. She said she's old. I said, you're not old. Girlfriend, of course, to
Jeremy Guarnoni.
Yeah, who's 23. That's why she's only 19. That's why she said, I'm 23 and he's 19. I said, well, that's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
That looks like Alex Schacht. No, that's Suchet, sorry. The other Swissman. Alpine Star suit. Number 75. No, that's not Glenn Richards.
Talking of Aussies going good, Glenn Richards, Billy McConnell in the British Championship. Awesome.
Adelaide boys on the Triumph, which is surprising to me that they don't run a more competitive Triumph here in this championship, really. They have got the Triumphs. They were starting to come good, but it's a good class for that bike, and I'd like to see a few more up the front. We started with a 23 full grid. Doesn't look quite as full because quite a few guys went down in that first lap.
I'm guesstimating, but I reckon about 5 in all.
Give or take a couple.
Lose some along the way. They're only young. They'll be back. 58 racing for Sick. Simoncelli, of course. May he rest in peace. Great rider. Great inspiration to a lot of these youngsters. Here's your grid then. Russo leading the championship and leading the field. Van der Mark, Velts, Nestrovic, Calero Perez, Kavina, Davis and Suchet of Switzerland. Nestrovic, his best qualifying ever in this series. Ponson, Coco, Vitali, Schnosil, likewise. The young Aussie in 12th, his best qualifying. Gamarino, Schacht, Vichorich, and then Chesso, Mulhauser, Marshall, Fritz, Tournay, Zeeland, Wilcox of South Africa. Don't know much about the young Wilcox, but we are finding ourselves learning more and more about South Africans because they are starting to come in numbers now. Sheridan Marias led the way a few years ago, and we've now got, what, 4 or 5? McFadden joining this weekend. There's Leon Camier.
He's having a flashback to the 125 Super Team days.
Yep. I can't believe he rode 125s, being as tall as he is.
Yeah, but when he was 15, he was like half the size. So he was only 6 foot tall then. Wasn't the cleanest of starts. A lot came off in those first few laps. A lot of pushing and barging, but that's the nature of this circuit. You have to have great judgment here, Jonathan. Very, very good judgment to get it right.
Well, I suppose one good thing in their favour is that as the evening draws on, it's starting to get a little cooler. Not much, but slightly.
Yeah, I think slightly is the word.
Yeah, we were back at where we're staying at 9 o'clock last night, and it was still blisteringly hot. There's
young Michel Fabrizio.
He's not that young anymore.
Oh, but he's probably, actually, you know what? He's he's the most experienced superbike rider that there is. He's done more races than anybody else in superbike nowadays.
But you know what's interesting? You know, here we are talking about these youngsters. Fabrizio came through the ranks, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. He's a winner of the 1,000 Superstock classes, Michel Fabrizio.
How's your Italian?
My Italian, same as my tennis, not that good.
I'll let you off.
Downhill, quite bumpy into this little complex section of the circuit. Big wall, look at that wall in the background.
We climbed that last year, didn't we? Just to get a better view.
And it was very,
it was worth it.
Yeah, it was. But this straight, it's very, in Italian say, impressionante. It leaves an impression on you on how long it is. It's
impressionante.
Yeah, impressionante. You just so long, over 200 miles an hour, from virtually about 70 kilometres an hour you come onto it, up to 200 mile an hour on a superbike. Of course, less than that on the 600. But it's down to 40 kilometres an hour into this first gear hairpin.
And you were going around here a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yep, certainly was.
Do you like it? Do you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. I mean, it's one of those circuits you need to get a handle on. It's not an easy circuit to ride. That's
why?
Why? Because the amount of judgment that you need. It's not a track where you see a braking marker, you brake, and then tip in. It's a track where you have to feather the brake to the corner with some lean angle. So you've got to think about your grip. You've got to think about getting to the corner and your braking force all at once, which when you don't ride very much, it's very, very difficult. For these young guns, though, as we've seen, they're not scared.
We're certainly not scared. Leon Camio watching the lights. Loris Baz.
There's Jerry Maguanoni there in the middle there.
Yep. So here we go. Part 2. Just 6 laps.
Very, very short.
And that means the start is imperative. This first lap could be almost a decider in it.
Really?
Right?
Yeah, you really cannot afford to make a mistake now, Jonathan.
Here we go then. MTM, their team, watching on with a chance of a podium at least.
Well, they're 3rd and 4th in the grid at the moment, so every chance. There's Russo.
Yamaha versus Honda.
Proud.
Round 5 then. Halfway point of the European Superstock 600 Championship, about to get underway for the second time of asking. Revs go up, and go the lights, and a great start again from Russo, but De Veltz has gone away well again.
Yes, it's
sensational start by De Veltz.
It's De Veltz this time with Russo in 2nd.
He's only got one arm. Awesome.
Great start. Matt Davies is up there too.
Through the checker curve for the first time. This is a 6-lap sprint, remember.
I think I saw Corey Snowsill got a better start as well.
Easy for you to say.
Well, there he is. There's Snowsill on the back of this group.
Excellent start by the Aussie, but it's De Veltz. Oh, and he's come wide.
Russo goes round the outside.
Not a lot of room there.
And
Van der Mark.
Someone's up the inside of both of them. Is that Van der Mark?
Yep.
Hang on, no, that is
84
Russo.
is Russo.
Sorry, that was Van der Mark that got the good start.
44 is Davis. He slots into 4th place.
What a brilliant ride.
The Aussies 4th and 5th was Nest Ribic in 5th. Suchet up to 6th. Coco 7.
Well, much better start. Everyone through this time round. Yeah, De Weltz.
Calero Perez in the top 10.
There it is. Russo, the Welts.
So Russo didn't get the start he wanted, but it's only taken him, what, 5-6 corners to get back into the lead. Yeah,
you've got to remember that he's an experienced man. He's been doing this championship for a couple of years now, so he's probably one of the more experienced guys out there, and he is exactly where he should be.
No jump starts.
No. Gee, it's going to be interesting to see what a guy like Matt Davies can do now. He can sniff the front. He's used to winning. He won last year in the 250 class, but he hasn't so far here. But he's hanging on. That Kawasaki, not a slug.
Who's going to get a little bit of a slingshot? 44. Davis pops out, looks for a position, can't quite make it. 52 Develts goes through in second place. Everybody safely through.
Well, they're not through yet, but it's looking good. There's Russo, nice and smooth.
Oh, and somebody's gone off in the background there. Let's hope there's no more stops and he's okay. Down the main straight, Russo develops the mark.
Coco's moved up to 4th position now.
Davis 5th, it's 10 that's crashed.
And that is Carlo Perez.
Ah, no, the local man is out.
Yes,
and there it is.
Carlo Perez. That's not good for his championship, Jonathan. Definitely not good for his championship.
Well, the man from Valencia.
Oh, there
wow,
it is.
He's all on his own too. No fault of anybody else.
You know what it is there? It's the change of direction. You change direction, and here's that first lap.
That was Develts going
and
wide.
That's Van der Mark that goes around the outside and Russo up the inside. You can't do that with a broken wrist and get away with it.
So Russo, Develts, Van der Mark in 3rd.
And look at Russo. He's look at that! The Pata Yamaha man up the inside. That was a move and a half.
And he made it stick.
He did make it stick too. I think he was holding his breath when he went down the inside there, though.
Davis in 5th place now. Nestrovic still behind him. Suchet, Vitali, Snowsill in the top 10. Kavina now 10. Chausseur, the Swiss, not showing. 13th at the moment. Gamarino also all the way down in 15th position. He, of course, one of the guys that slipped off before the restart.
There's the 2 Aussies there in the background too. There's Davies and Nestrovic just behind him. Van der Mark sits in 3rd position at the moment.
And again, we get on to this main straight where it can be make or break, so to speak. If you're looking at maybe 6th or 7th place, number 39, Suchet.
Watch Coco now. He's in the slipstream of De Welts. He's pulled out. He's got him. He's got him. But De Welts comes back.
Oh, and under braking, De Welts very strong indeed. And he does.
He does, but does he make it? Yes.
Yes. 3rd place, he stays.
Very good by
But it just shows you can make up a spot there, but you've got to make it stick, right?
You definitely can in this 600 class because, you know, it's a lot easier to slipstream at the speeds that these things go. Talking about speeds, 270 kilometres an hour for Coco. He's the fastest man.
Oh, De Welts pops out again under braking into turn 1, but he holds on to it. 205.8, Coco into 2nd place.
And that is fast. Jed Metcher last year set the lap record at 205.9. So Coco has got the new lap record already on the first flying lap.
He'll be drinking Coco Van before long.
This is a particularly hard corner to get right as we come into this next right-hander, this one here. You're on the edge of the tyre the whole time. You've got to tip in with the brake pressure, then let the brake off and keep that mid-corner speed up and flow all the way through. But when you're entering the corner, it looks like you've got to slow down a lot more than you do.
How much does Ricardo Russo look the class of this class? He really does look good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he certainly does. But as I said, he's also the most experienced guy in this class. He's been around for a while. If you remember last year, he did a lot of crashing.
There's confirmation of your last fact. 205.8 to 205.9. Nothing really in between them. Look at these 3.
And there's Coco. That's Van der Mark on the outside there.
Now on the inside.
Well, inside, outside, he can't make his mind up. But while these 3 guys are battling away, Russo's having it all his own way up front.
He's starting to pull away at the front, isn't he?
He is, and he's not even the fastest man on the track. 206.5. He lost 0.7 to Coco in the lap before.
Coco looks over his shoulder only to see De Welts.
Hey, I'll tell you
De Welts has got a good slipstream now down the kilometre straight.
Keep an eye on Coco. If anybody can pull back Russo, it's going to be him. There goes De Welts
again. He did it last time.
Not this time.
Look how much Coco was having to slide the rear end there just to stay in second place, but he does so.
That gap from Russo to Coco was 0.5 last time around. Let's see what it is this time.
God, these three are stuck together, aren't they? 60 is Van der Mark.
Well, remember, this race has only been going for 3 laps, but there's only 3 left.
De Velt is very leery into turn 1.
He is, isn't he? And he's got a good drive out of turn 1.
And goes into second place, the Belgian.
Good move there. Through checker curve.
Van der Mark now approaching a third place and goes through into third. He's now chasing De Velt's.
Back in the second gear. This is also another difficult corner. Second, third gear.
Gap up to 1.9 seconds. Russo really is putting down some lap times now.
Yeah, he is. It's hard to believe that Coco lost to 205.8.
Well, he keeps looking over his shoulder. That's probably why he keeps losing time. But now he knows he's at the back of this group. He's just looked behind him, only to see Davis and Nestrovic. Probably something he doesn't want to see.
No, they're not too far off the pace either. 207.0 for Matt Davies, 207.1 for Nestrovic that time round.
Wilcox into the top 18, the young South African.
That's good news for him. Got to remember, it's his first time to see all these circuits, young Wilcox.
Snowsill still in the top 10. Man who started on the front, or his best qualifying anyway on the second row.
Yeah, he qualified 12th, I think, from memory, and moved forward into 9th, so that's good news for Corey Snowsill.
Down the corkscrew, down the hill, and now onto that back straight. Here we go. Gap up to 2.2. The real battle is for second, third, and fourth, which you're looking at right now. De Velt's leading it. And there's the slipstream, 75. Coco tucks in.
And he's pulled out of the slipstream, but he can't do it. The Honda fast. Look at it, up the inside he goes.
Nice move.
Well, he's gone too deep.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, everyone's going through.
Yeah, he's done it.
The Waltz has left the door open there.
So Van der Mark going through into second.
And yeah, Van der Mark and Coco went through then.
44, Davis having the race of his career in the top 6.
Nestrovic just
Both
puts,
of them.
Yeah, well, Nestrovic just puts his fastest lap of the race in 206.8.
But Russo extending that lead at 205.7, 1.9 seconds, new lap record.
Yeah, impressive stuff by Russo. Third gear through here.
Now, since Van der Mark has got away, 71 has crashed. That's Mulhauser, Robin Mulhauser, who had been in the points. He's crashed out, turn 17.
Nope. There's De Weltz and Coco. Coco on the Pata Yamaha. And De Weltz up the inside now.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Van der Mark because since he's got away from this group, he started to take some time out of Russo.
He certainly has. He's pulled a big gap now. Look at that.
That was risky.
That's not the first time that he's done that either. He is brave into there as Coco.
Yeah, but he's a bit...
Larry?
I think so.
I don't know. He's got away with it a couple of times.
He needs a cup of cocoa is what he does, and needs to calm down.
You remember what it was like to be 16, don't you?
I do. I was a bit like that myself. I should have calmed down.
De Weltz.
But Russo really in command here. Remember, only 6-lap race. And I think really we're only looking now at the battle for the podium because Russo, unless he makes a massive mistake, has got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I can't see Russo making that mistake.
Down that back straight again, all important. Tuck yourself in. Coco looking for a slipstream.
I think Coco's gone through on De Weltz this time round.
He got good drive, didn't he, out the last corner?
Which Yamaha is quickest? Down the gears.
Oh, there's not much with it in it.
Oh, there shouldn't be. They should be identical.
Oh, and he gets it, but will he hold it? Yes!
But he's a little bit wide.
Let's have a look at Van der Mark's times next time out. He did his quickest.
Look at De Weltz up the inside.
Good place to overtake.
Brave place to overtake, trust me.
And they'll be side by side down the main straight. There is nothing between them as they start the final lap. Number 75, Coco, into the inside. 52, brings as late as he can. And somehow holds on.
Matt Davies is there. Look at this.
And look at Davis looking for a way past the checker corner.
And this is for a podium.
Wow, Matt Davis joins the battle and Nestrovic is not far behind him either. Meanwhile, Van der Mark has gone by with Russo, or at least is chasing Russo for the win. Matt
Davies has got to have a go if he gets an opportunity now. This is fantastic stuff.
Aussie Fest for the podium.
Hey, Nestrovic's just in there too. Snowsill's still in ninth. Suchet in 8th.
Here's your leader, 84, Russo, Riccardo Russo, leading the championship and about to extend that championship lead, but not by much, because his closest rival, Van der Mark, is right behind him. Meanwhile, this is the battle. De Veldt, Coco, Davis and Nestrovic.
What a race.
Vitali now 7th, Suchet 8th, Snowsill 9th, Gamarino in 10th place. He's done well, given he was off the bike after the first lap at the beginning of the race before the restart.
Hard on the brakes, De Welts, and look at that, around the outside goes Matt Davies.
Where's the next overtaking opportunity, Steve?
Every corner, Jonathan. There's not that many of them
with
left.
These guys for sure.
The next big one is at the end of the straight.
Gotta be.
Yeah, and it's going to have to be big.
So Russo heads down that straight, and it's a long way, but he knows he's got a good...
Oh, Matty!
Whoa, what happened there?
He had a big high side, but he held on to it.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Here comes Coco again on De Veldt.
Yeah, Coco can do this.
This is going to be interesting. Wait and hold your breath.
There he goes. De Welts is going to the inside.
All four of them are going for it.
He's through. He's through.
Yes, he's just got to get it. Oh, that was skill. Hold on, son. And has he gone wide?
Hey, hang on. Nestrovic's gone wide too.
Here comes the leader. Russo's going to win it. Riccardo Russo with the 84 wins again.
Oh.
Van der Mark is 2nd, and across the line, De Veldt will take 3rd, and smacking his tank is definitely Coco. Nestrovic takes 5th. Excellent stuff, and he beat Davis, who got it wrong with that high side. So Nestrovic, a top 5 for the Australian.
What a race, Jonathan. That's just to start off the weekend.
Just an appetizer. Great stuff by Riccardo Russo, though. Wins first race of the weekend and his 3rd race of the season. Yeah, I think he enjoyed that. Might have only been 6 laps, but...
Yeah, that was a good race. Very, very good race. This track does provide some pretty close racing. And there is Russo celebrating. Pulls away in the championship.
Yeah, 106 points now he's got, Russo. Van der Mark with 99, so it's still very close. De Veldt, though, did himself no harm with that result for him.
Yeah, to hold down 3rd in the championship when he missed Mazzano due to injury is quite impressive, really.
And Calero Perez, who crashed out, now drops to 4th position. But look at Nestrovic now up to 7th.
That's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, I mean, Gamarino's in his sights as well. Gamarino's just a few points in front of him.
Yeah, and he didn't have a good run, Gamarino. He finished in the top 10, but he crashed out in the first part of the race. So he got some points, but definitely... Nestrovic now looks to the second half of the season with renewed vigour for sure.
But Russo now, I guess he's got to feel that he's got one hand on the trophy.
Not with a 6-point lead, he doesn't. But thanks for showing up.
Sounded good.
It's only the halfway point, but I like your words.
Sounded good.
If that's what he's thinking, I think he needs a
kick in the backside.
I wouldn't be relaxing just too quick yet.
No. But he's the guy that seems to have
be honest,
under control.
To be fair, you're right, and I said it in the mid-race. He does look a class above.
I mean, like, he's obviously the best wheelie.
That wheelie.
Yeah, that's him. Like, that was a pretty good wheelie. He's got time to practice that.
And he goes. Here's another one.
No, this is.
Oh no, I like that. That's a little bit of a Michael Jackson come I'm winning.
That's the guitar. Yeah, I'm the man.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yeah.
You think that's what he's saying?
Nah. There's his team. They're equally excited.
No, I'm impressed with him. He's the guy, without a doubt, impressing me most so far. He looks good. He looks in control. And even when he didn't get the start from pole, he bounced back within corners and then controlled this race.
Yeah. I'm sure he had more in the bag if he needed it. Little bag of tricks. That was an exciting race.
Good. Another Team Italia man.
You did the biggest lap too.
Yep.
Bravo, bravo, Ricky. Good one, good one.
Is he the next Fabrizio, do you think?
How do you want me to answer that?
Well, do you think he'll go on to win the Superstock Championship in several World Superbike races?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think he's aiming for more. I think he wants to be the next Valentino Rossi, as all these guys do.
Fair enough. Gunther de Velds of Belgium.
Look, there you go. We'll see him there. He